Sup, guys? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I shaved. Yeah, I look very smooth, but it'll grow back. It doesn't matter, right? We're here to talk about more conspiracy about this game and see if it's a psyop. And I think it is a psyop. And I really do think this is a psyop. This game just sucks. If you guys don't know, I made a video about it, and it's basically everyone's giving it 10 out of 10. But we found out that the daughter is just some rich girl to only the fifth richest man in the world. But it gets a little more nuance, a little more details, a little more data points in the whole algorithm. It's very fascinating, and I want to share that with you guys. So this video is by Dao Fang. So I don't know too much about this guy, but he's got some interesting content. It's just your typical stuff, but this came in my algorithm feed, and I was like, okay, let me just click on it because I'm fucking bored, and let's watch some slop. The slop was a little juicy though, so
the Western gaming industry is sick, and nothing has made that clearer than Mixtape. A 3-hour walking.
Let's just stop right there. It looks like, dude, look at all these 10 out of 10s, dude. This is so fraudulent. This game is just a walking simulator. It's a walking simulator visual novel. That's literally what it is. It's not good. It's trash. And everyone's giving it a 10 out of 10. And I wonder why. I wonder if they do a 10 out of 10, that the richest guy could go and put some more money in their investments of their shitty company that's failing. Who even trusts gaming journalism? I think the best gaming journalists are just fellow gamers that you like to watch. Hopefully you like to watch me and have my input. And I think I give a couple of good points on some games, some nuances, but you want to go to the people who actually play the games. These game journos, these game journalists, game editors, whatever you want to call them, they're not really good. They're not good at games, and they're just garbage.
With mini games designed to be impossible to fail.
Yeah, dude. Grums, he's your little autistic retard from Twitter. A lot of his stuff is like, man, all right, dog. But he's got a couple of bangers. Mixtape has no interactivity or gameplay aside from the tongue battle, I guess. Spoiler warning, in the first 2 minutes of the game, there's a tongue battle for 30 seconds, and it's weird. Yet so many outlets are rating it 10 out of 10 while they give Asian games 6 out of 6 and 7. Is that a 6-7 joke? Okay. They don't trust game journalists because when he means Asian games, he means Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert got a low rating.
Rated M for mature, with ESRB descriptors including boners sticking out and sexually deviant.
This is so stupid. I never played this game before, but what a tagline, dog.
Technical achievement is a saliva particle system for a tongue kissing scene between minors.
We spent ages getting the ropes of saliva to work in a particle system and stuff like that. Dude, it's just so weird. I get it, you're trying to do a becoming of age story, but do we really need two tongues kissing with saliva? I don't know, man. Is this person in the Epstein list? It just doesn't make any damn sense, dude. And I've seen some people do Let's Plays of it, and most of them just say, why is this here? It just comes out of nowhere. It's never explained. And then you're supposed to move on past it. But a lot of people are just like, what? So it's very weird. It's a weird mechanic to put in the game.
A story that frames a father wanting his daughter to succeed as the villain. A straight-A athlete abandoning achievement for parties as liberation.
Oh, this should be, I think this was at the end, if I saw the Let's Play. Well, guess what she does at the end? She blows up the house. She blows up some house, and she's supposed to be like, I'm an independent woman, dad. And it's like, no, you gotta go, just send that bitch to military school, dude. She's crazy.
A same-sex relationship between teenagers as the emotional core.
The closet and queer coding evidence. Even though a romance never officially manifests, players on Reddit note that the game heavily builds up a romantic subtext between Stacy and the best friend Cassie. And this is from Reddit Lesbian Gamers. So this is from a lesbian lens. Okay, whatever, dude. This thank you, lesbians, for telling me that this game's even more gross.
This is the game that just received the only perfect 10 IGN has given all year. While
Simon Cardy, you're never going to people will know that you're the weirdo that gave this game a 10 out of 10, dude.
New information has surfaced that makes this whole thing much worse than we thought. It's been blowing up across social media, and I think every gamer needs to see it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She's a film producer founded by Annapurna Pictures. Okay. Her production works include films Zero Dark 30, American Hustle, Her, and Phantom Thread, all of which nominated. Oh, weird. There's a musical. She's daughter of Larry. Okay.
Because the company behind this game is Annapurna Interactive, founded by Megan Ellison, the openly queer daughter of Larry Ellison,
Of
co-founder
course.
of Oracle Corporation, a man who, in September 2025, briefly became the richest person on Earth, with a net worth peaking near $400 billion.
That's
Who,
hella
even
money,
after
dude.
market fluctuations, remains worth well over $200 billion, with his children reportedly receiving $200 million trusts on their 25th birthdays, which is relevant.
Man, I wish I had $200 million on my birthday, dog. That's crazy.
Because Ellison founded Annapurna in
Annapurna focus on being the place for filmmakers and are given the auteur license for their movies. With most of their output winning over credits, they started distributing their own films. In 2018, after a string of commercial flops, their finances were handled by Larry. Okay, so big Papa, big money. He comes in and says, "Daughter, you suck. I'm going to bail you out." So she got to bail out from her dad. Got it.
From which point, what followed is one of the most ridiculous runs of sustained failure.
Whoa, whoa. So she sucks. Okay, well, this is what happens when you give somebody that just sucks a lot of money. You gotta give people that are really good at their job, they have talent, give them more resources. When someone sucks at something, don't give them infinite amounts of resources because they're just going to suck at it.
Her first distribution effort was Catherine Bigelow's Detroit, a film about white police officers killing black men during the 1967 riots.
Okay, I smelled a little bit of the stereotype of white liberal woman who's like, "Oh, my sins of my grandfather," and I'm cool. I voted for Obama. Like, that's the stereotype. I didn't want to say the stereotype. I'm trying to see behind it and try to, maybe there's some lore. But when it looks like a pig and squeals like a pig, it's probably a pig. Oh Lord, here we go.
Which flopped immediately at $24 million on a $40 million budget. From there, it only got worse. Vice budgeted at $80 million when insiders said it couldn't cost more than $35.
Why is it also, let's just say this, if we're talking about stereotypes, why is it the stereotype that a lot of women who hate men always trying to like bring something about toxic masculinity? It's like, we know he hurt you, but not all men are like that. It's kind of like if a woman hurts a man and everyone's like, "Oh, those bitches, blah, blah, blah." Not all women are bitches, okay? Only a few of them, dude. And it seems like the stereotype is still true today. Because I mean, who makes a movie about conservative power and toxic masculinity? Sounds like daddy issues. Hate to say it, but the proof is there, man.
Destroyer losing 7. The Sisters Brothers costing $40 million while returning barely $1 million at the domestic box.
It's more toxic masculinity, dog. Like, I don't know if she had a shitty relationship with her dad, but like, I'm going to say the proof is there, and then someone's going to be like, "Oh, it's not proof." But I'm like, bro, come on, dog. You made like 5 movies, talked about like toxic masculinity and like patriarchal violence. Like, what did your dad do to you, dude? Okay, what did he do? All right.
Cumulative damage, according to Deadline, being $200 million in costs. While the entire slate combined,
200 million costs. That's like that was your trust fund that your dad gave you. You just wasted it on shitty movies, man. Dude, I'm just taken aback by that. He gave you 200 mil. You threw it all in this movie. You made nothing. What was the point? Was the point just to have a message? Well, maybe some people got that message, but a lot of people didn't because they didn't like it and they didn't see it. Maybe the message sucks. All right.
Alexander Payne left hanging after she offered to partner on downsizing.
Whoa, wait a second, dude. Had packaged a project with Matt Damon and offered to partner with Paramount on it in the summer 2015. However, Ellison went silent and stopped returning calls. She reportedly ducked calls for weeks, and then Paramount chairman from then Paramount chairman Brad Gray. Ellison pulled out without explanation, leading to a situation where the studio had to proceed without her. So she did an offer, she went silent, she ducked calls, and then she roached out. Is that what I'm reading? Downsizing. I think I remember that. That was like that climate change movie where it's he wants to have his carbon footprint small, so he's just shrink his dick or some shit. I just remember they sold it like a sci-fi, right? Where the guy goes in, and I think in the very first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, it was him and his wife, and they go in and they signed the waiver to, downsize. And she backs out. She roaches out. So then Matt Damon shrinks and he's like, I can't be unreversed. So he has to live small life. And it was just a movie about him trying to accept some shit. And then I think he met like a peg-legged Asian lady. And then the world's about to die. And then it was just a weird movie. But I mean, Matt Damon, dog, like he's in some weird, shitty movies. But I did not know she was a part of this, which makes sense because I went into that movie thinking like, oh, this could be a sci-fi because of the marketing towards it. Nah, dog, I saw some bullshit, and I wanted my money back, dude. That was a horrible movie, man.
Until, when things got bad enough, she retreated to Lanai, her father's private island in Hawaii, to regroup. She retreated as mercurial.
Wait, oh my God. So she retreated to the Hawaiian island of Lanai, which her father Larry purchased. So you suck at life so bad, you said, Daddy, can I go back to your private island to just recoup and relax? Dog, why are we rewarding bad behavior? The dad needs to put his foot down. He's probably just tired of this bitch and being like, I have some money, just go to a fucking island. I don't care about you. Just get out of my space and just, eat something or whatever, right? But like, Larry, you got to do something, dog. I know she's an adult, but you got to cut off the money, dog. You got to be like, you make a company, and if you lose it, you're done, right? Because this is ridiculous. She keeps sucking, dude. No.
This is an ideologue with infinite capital who uses that capital to fund identity politics projects.
But you suck at it, dude. Like, how much money do you like? We could have cured cancer. We could have cured cancer and homelessness and all this other stuff. You spent all this money on games and movies and selling your shitty ideas, and nobody liked it. Nobody cared. Someone told me this a long time ago, and I will never forget it. If you get really, really rich, it's almost like you're at a casino. When you go to a casino, you're just throwing down money, and you're losing. But when you hit that jackpot, everything doesn't matter anymore. All those losses, they're gone because you won that one big one and enough to get your money back. So what I think she's doing is she's just gambling on the same shitty premise that nobody likes, just to hope that one day she gets it all back. And then she's like, oh, it was worth it, everybody. You called me a failure, but I won in the end. But it's like, in order to get a jackpot in the freedom of information and ideas, you got to have a good one. You got to have a good idea, a good script, maybe a good character, something good.
As the money was never supposed to come from the market. It was always going to come from Daddy. Exactly as Variety confirmed.
Oh my God, Daddy
when the Insider
issues.
was asked why these losses had been tolerated, with the answer on the record being, have you ever seen a parent with their kids?
What?
Which brings us to the financials. Because by 2019, the whole thing had spiraled to the point where Annapurna defaulted on over $200 million in debt. Burned
Dog,
through,
you suck so bad, you got bankrupt, dude.
meaning the banks had lent hundreds of millions, partly on the implied guarantee of a centi-billionaire who technically hadn't guaranteed.
Wait, so his name wasn't even on this stupid shit, and it was just implied. So then everyone felt betrayed because they saw Ellison and they just got money hungry. I mean, I don't know who's stupider, dude. The banks or this bitch.
Triggering what can only be described as a mutiny. Every single member of the team resigning within 2 weeks. Their statement to Bloomberg reading,
Damn.
all 25 members of the Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned. This was one of the hardest decisions we have ever had to make.
All 25 just collectively resigned?
25 out of 25. Development partners left scrambling. Blade Runner 2033 in limbo. None of which mattered to Ellison, who simply replaced them. bringing back Hector Sanchez from Epic, hiring new staff, continuing operations. Because that's what infinite capital allows. It makes a full-scale mutiny feel like a staffing hiccup.
So the whole staff said, this bitch is nuts. We quit. So she said, whatever, I have money. I'll hire more people. And they're coming into this project thinking it's going to be hunky-dory and everything's going to be nice. But is it?
From there, who she brought in to replace them tells you everything about where this publisher is heading. Still managed to publish some genuinely good games under Gary's team. Titles that weren't all ideological projects.
Okay, what are these
which
games?
Is partly why the division built credibility the film arm never had. But the person Ellison hired to run it after the mutiny is Leanne Loomby, who came over from Netflix in January 2025. And Loomby sat on the board of Wings Interactive, an investment fund for teams where women and gender-marginalized developers hold key.
DEI. I'm going to hire the person from Netflix that just loves to race swap and gender swap films and ideas. I'll bring her in. I know we're making money because we hired a couple of chuds, and those chuds were like, oh, you know what we could do? We could actually make a game that's actually fun. And it's like, well, that's too much chuddy. Let's just hire this bitch that I met in women's studies class. You know that class, right? You took it in college, right? She majored in it. Okay, so embrace the woman. I mean, this is so stupid, dude.
Annapurna Interactive is likely heading the same direction as the film arm. More ideological projects, more identity-first publishing.
You know, I remember I said this stuff back in the day, right before, even before Gamergate, and people were like looking at me like, oh, you know, who cares about that? And it's just a video game. And they always downplayed it and said I was just crazy. But you know what? Things like this prove me right time and time again. Again, if nobody cares about video games because it's not, you know, it's not politics, it's not the world, then why are crazy psychopaths in those worlds coming to games? Seems like it might be a little important. Now, that sounds kind of like, you know, cringy because games are, you know, you play a game for entertainment, but if the goal is not entertainment and it's just an ideology, and that's the forefront, they're trying to indoctrinate and psyop you. I mean, just think about it. Let's just say if it's like, this is like a modern day MK Ultra. I know that sounds really dumb, but like MK Ultra, they just did science experiments with LSD, right? And a lot of people died, but, you know, they figured out, oh, I guess if you drug somebody, they just get high. And, you know, MK Ultra is trying to, you know, mind control people with drugs and whatnot, but that was their goal. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Fuck.
The approach that burned through $200 million in costs for $40 million back, now being applied to gaming, funded by Daddy, accountable to nobody. Which brings us back to Mixtape itself, because this is where Annapurna's money meets the product. This walking simulator is loaded with licensed music from the Smashing Pumpkins, Joy Division, Iggy Pop, Devo, The Cure, the Jesus and Mary Chain, Lush. Licensing tracks from artists like these doesn't come cheap, and 28 of them across a 3-hour game is an enormous amount of money. On top of that, Annapurna shipped custom press kits to journalists with functioning retro CD players and COS headphones inside. All for a 3-hour walking simulator made by 12 people in Melbourne. And at some point, you just have to ask what you're looking at. Because when a centi-billionaire's publishing operation pours that kind of money into a game that peaks at 2,000 players on Steam while walking away with the only perfect 10 of the year, the instinct gamers had from day one that this is an industry plant.
I just realized.
A billionaire's daughter who's never experienced economic hardship in her life, using Oracle money to publish entire lineups of products where she...
That's actually a good sentence. A billionaire's daughter who suffered no hardships, gets infinite amounts of money, goes to an island and roaches out and not deal with responsibility or accountability, and just keeps producing garbage for society.
To publish entire lineups of products where she's the oppressed, and the white male gamer buying her product is the oppressor. Because when you strip it all down,
oh, don't buy my game, you're oppressing me. It's like, dude.
why a millionaire Middle Eastern Twitch streamer, out-earning his audience 100-fold, can invoke racial persecution.
If nobody knows who this gentleman is, this is the guy who shocks his dog. His name is Hassan Piker, and he hates America and likes 9/11, and he shocks his dog because he doesn't know how to train his dog. He has a lot of money because he is a nepo baby of, I think, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, I believe. They're related. So again, it's another example. It's again a stereotype, but a lot of liberal thinking individuals in my generation, because unfortunately I am a millennial, but in my generation, they grew up listening to NWA and, stuff on the streets. And they're like, man, I was on the streets. And then people are like, nah, dog, you're in a good home. You're upper middle class. And they're like, oh, you don't understand me. And it's like, those people have no struggle. So they have to invent their own struggle. But the reason why people liked the 90s and the struggle is the underdog story. NWA is an underdog story. It's most street stories are underdog stories. People want to see you improve. It's the pursuit of happiness. It's the pursuit of getting good. And these people who have a lot of money, they don't understand how to get good because they're like, fuck, I can just throw money at all my problems. I don't need to learn how to get good. That too could be a story that you could tell of, if I'm already here at life, how do I move around? I've seen a lot of stories of like rich people saying like, oh, I'm going to try to cure cancer. So they throw money and the person comes back, is like, you can't really cure it because it's invincible. It's like, that's not true. I'm going to go to this weird place in India and talk to this Indian guy. And the guy's like, oh, I know some Doctor Strange shit. And he just magically does some stuff. He's like, dog, I'm paying you to help me over here. It's like, it's literally like Jason and the Argonauts. If anybody knows that Greek and Roman myth, he's on a boat and he's with a bunch of people. They deal with challenges day after day after day, and it's always different. So it's like, there's a guy that is in the middle of their ship, and he's like, you can't board this ship because I'm the best boxer. I'll fight you for the ship. And then Jason, he's just a middle manager. He's like, fuck, I can't do this shit. Hey, crew, who do we got? And he's like, do we got Polydeuces? Many fists? And he's like, yo, Polydeuces, I want you to help me out. And so Polydeuces comes, he's like, I got many fists. And he just go, and he just like beats him up, right? And then boom, you solved it. And then he goes to the next one. He's like, hey, there's a bunch of skeletons here. What do we do about this, Captain? And then Jason's like, get the guy with the gun. And the guy comes with the gun, he shoots them all. And he does this and solves it. And that's basically a story of, if you are a manager, you have money, you have things, and you're not really good at whatever you do, how do you solve your problems? How do you solve that stuff? Well, you got to think about it. You have to be the solution maker. And so Jason the Argonauts is a great underdog story for the rich elites, because now you're like, oh, okay, I can overcome stuff with a little bit of thinking, right? Devil's advocate, let's just say she is trying to, make gay shit better. Remember Brokeback Mountain? Everyone was like, oh shit, gay cowboys? And then watched the movie and they're like, damn, the acting's not that bad. And those men are pretty gay. And then a bunch of money was made and then it's spread out everywhere. And everyone's like, oh, okay, that's the gay ass mountain thing, right? That's the gay ass cowboy movie. So, there's ways to make it good. It's just she sucks at it.
Functions as a syllabus for cosplaying as marginalized, performing oppression as entertainment, bankrolled by daddy, crowned by the press, defended by the platforms.
Remember, these are the people that say no kings when it comes to Donald Trump. They're like, oh, Donald Trump's a king. Oh, he's, the democracy and stuff. And it's like, no, you got a rich billionaire getting money from her dad, doing some stupid shit and paying off people for good reviews because they want their money. These people are psychotic. I have a theory that, we live in a nice world with good people, but there are few psychopaths that just ruin it for everybody. And I feel like she's one of them.
While the audience that pays for all of it is told to shut up, stop questioning, consume.
Yeah. Stop asking questions, just consume product and then get excited for new product, right? That famous line.
If you got something out of this video, I'd really appreciate a like.
Yeah, you know, go like and subscribe to this guy. The video is nice. But there you have it. This is a little more insight to the mixtape game. It's just a weird, it's just so weird. You have a woman who is super rich because of Daddy Warbucks, and she fails and fails and fails. And instead of getting good and being better at what she does, she goes to a private island and just be like, oh, woe is me. I don't know what to do. Servants, come over here to my island and give me a back massage. Don't be toxic about it. Just a soft massage, right? These people are gross, man. Think about sci-fi. Why are there so many sci-fi movies out there? Well, people like sci-fi. They like science and they like new shit, new nightmares beyond your comprehension. And also, it's like you don't really need to force gay shit in games or movies. It will come out naturally. And when it comes out naturally, it just works. Stories come first in movies and gameplay comes first in games, not the other way around. Let's just say you want to write a movie about a woman who's like super strong, typical strong woman movie, right? And you're writing like, oh, she's got to be really strong. She does all these cool, strong things and stuff. And then you make the movie's trash and it doesn't make money. You know what makes money? If you have a story about a sci-fi adventure and there's a challenge to overcome. And you know what? Let's make this character overcome that challenge. And hell, let's just make her a fucking woman just the hell of it. Those movies are fucking great. You know what a big, strong woman is? Sigourney Weaver in Alien. She was like a main character. She is the main character. She's on a ship with a bunch of men and women, and they're all retarded. And she's like, you know what? I'm kind of smart, but I too am retarded because I'm on the ship. But you know what? Let me use my logic and reasoning to be like, you know what? I think the alien is over there. And then the retards are like, oh, not really. I'm going to go over there. And then they die because they're retarded. And guess what? Sigourney Weaver, she survives. Spoiler warning. Why? Because she's not retarded. She uses her wits. She's like, you know what? I'm not really strong to fight this alien with acid blood. But you know what? I got a weird electric gun. Maybe this could stop that thing, right? So it's like, if you make the story compelling and engaging, the money will come in. Like, they made so many alien movies, it's ridiculous. It's kind of weird. Again, if you say this to any normie out there, they're just going to call you crazy. But we live in a world where rich families that have infinite amounts of money invest in slop that nobody wants to consume, but they do it again and again and again because they're trying to force you to do something. They're either trying to force you to think like they do, to be like them, or be like what they want you to be, right? If they want you to be weak, they're just going to make shit that make you weak, or make shit that make you that make fun of you for being strong. They're just going to do that because there's no risk for them. Their risk is like, what? They lose 200 million. Well, they get that tomorrow, right? So we live in a world where rich people, rich elites, are using their influence and their infinite amounts of money to push agendas to basically control you. It's kind of weird. Now, when you say it out loud, you sound like a crazy person. You think Mixtape is trying to control me? Nah, that ain't going to control me because I'm not going to buy it. But they don't want you, the smart person. No. They want the dumb people. And there's going to be some fucking jabroni out there that's going to play this game and be like, oh, it's so good. And, oh, yeah, I'm going to believe all the other people that, the game journos. The game journos, that's their job. I'm going to trust that they do their job well. It's like they want those people. This is just another data point of rich people using their power and influence to try to control the masses. That's it. They're trying to control the masses, control the way you think. And it might sound like a conspiracy. Usually conspiracies are like, what, 10% correct most of the time? Well, anyways, I hope you guys had fun with this one and learned a little bit something new. This is something I'm just doing off the shot. This is part 2 of the Mixtape conspiracy or whatever. Like, subscribe, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.